Hello students, this is Zakir Hussain from Springdale Children's School, Haal-E-Kota. Today we will learn chapter number 3, Adjectives. So let's learn what are adjectives. As dear student, we have learned in our previous classes that an adjective describes a noun or a pronoun. An adjective answers what kind, which one, how many. Some examples are given here. Let's try to understand. Happy dog, tired boy, 7 girls. The circles word are called adjectives. Now let's see how we can find an adjective. To find an adjective, you need to locate the nouns first. Let's try to understand through the given examples here. 3 happy children played at the park. The donkey stepped on my large head. The child was brave. Here in these examples, the circle word happy, large, brave are called adjective, and the underlined word are called nouns or pronouns. So, the word happy, large, brave are describing the nouns children, donkey and hat, and child. Let's try to understand the adjective in the form of question answer. What are adjectives? Adjectives are words which are used to describe noun or pronoun. मीन्स एडजेक्टिव वो वर्ड्स हैं जो किसी नाउन या प्रोनाउन को डिस्क्राइब करते हैं. नाउ लेट्स सी द टाइप्स ऑफ एडजेक्टिव्स. डिस्क्रिप्टिव एडजेक्टिव. What are descriptive adjectives? Descriptive adjectives are adjectives which tell us about the kind of quality or noun or pronoun. For example, Betty is a clever girl. So here girl is clever. That's why clever is called descriptive adjective. Now what are adjectives of number or quantity? Adjectives of number or quantity are adjectives which come before a noun showing how many or how much of the noun there is. For example, Mary gave me 5 oranges. So here 5 is adjective of number or quantity. Now let's see demonstrative adjectives. Demonstrative adjectives are adjectives which point out nouns and are followed by the nouns which they point out. There are 4 demonstrative adjectives: this, that, these, and those. Let's try to understand through the given example. This house is bigger than that house. Here, the underlined word that is demonstrative adjective. Now let's see interrogative adjective. Interrogative adjectives are adjectives which ask questions and come before a noun. Let's try to understand through the examples. Which way shall we go? Here the word which is called an interrogative adjective. Now let's see the next one, possessive adjectives. Possessive adjectives are adjectives which are used to show possession. For example, I have given my book to your brother. Here in this example, my and your are called possessive adjectives. Now let's see the comparison of adjectives. What are 3 degrees of comparison? The 3 degrees of comparison are the positive degree, the comparative degree and the superlative degree. How they are used to compare? Let's see. I'm going to make you understand through the points. Point number 1. The positive degree of comparison is used when we are speaking of or describing an object. For example, Peter is a short boy. Here in this example, we are describing the boy. Now let's see the point number 2. The comparative degree of comparison is used when we are speaking of or describing two objects. For example, Peter is taller than Paul. Here in this sentence, we are going to compare between Peter and Paul. Now let's see the point number 3. The superlative degree of comparison is used when we are speaking of or describing two or more than two objects. For example, Mary is the tallest girl in her school. Here, only Mary is the tallest girl in her school. Now let's learn to form comparative and superlative forms. The formation of comparative and superlative forms by adding er and est to the positive form. Here positive form, comparative and superlative forms are given. Positives are clever and dark. We have to add er to form cleverer or comparative form, or est to form superlative form. For example, clever, cleverer, cleverest, dark, darker, darkest, etc. Now, second point, the formation of comparative and the superlative forms by dropping y and iest to the positive. Here, dirty is positive form and we are going to make it comparative and superlative. That's why we have to drop y here and add ier or iest. For example, lazy, lazier, laziest, etc. Here the point number 3. The formation of comparative and the superlative forms by doubling the last letter and adding er and ier to the positive. For example, big, bigger, bigger, biggest, biggest, hot, hotter, hottest, etc. Now let's see point number 4, the formation of comparative and the superlative forms by changing the spelling of the position. For example, bad, worse, worst, good, better, best, etc. Now let's see the number 5, the formation of comparative and the superlative forms by using the word more and most with adjective of 3 or more syllables. For example, beautiful, more beautiful, most beautiful, careful, more careful, most careful, and so on. Now let's see the point number 6. For a few 2 syllables adjectives, both kinds of comparative and superlative are possible. For example, common, commoner or more commoner, commonest or more commonest, clever, cleverer, cleverest, or more cleverer or more cleverest. So dear student, it was the explanation of the chapter number 3, adjectives. I hope you have learned very well.